Well, the city of Madison has a goal of creating 1,000 rain gardens. It's trying to raise awareness during the growing season to help educate residents about the benefits of a rain garden.
All summer long, with the help of the Madison's engineering department, we're going to take you step by step on how you can create your own rain garden.
Today it's Rain Garden 101. Phil Gaebler is an engineer with the city's stormwater division, joining us from the site on the east side. Phil, thanks for being with us today.
Oh, hi there.
Hi, Phil.
So, it was a little loud here. A jet was flying over.
So let's start at the basics. What is a rain garden?
So, as I'm standing next to a rain garden right now, this is in my front yard, and a rain garden is basically a garden in your yard that has a shallow depression instead of being mounded up.
And so how does that help a homeowner then?
So with the rain garden, you want to make sure you have a source of water, and here we have a downspout that then routes into a little stream and into the rain garden itself. And what that does is it allows that water to slow down, soak into the ground. It doesn't carry any of its pollutants out into the road, so it can help reduce flooding, especially during small storms. And it lets water soak in the ground. And then we plant rain gardens with native plants that can survive these somewhat harsher conditions, and that is great habitat and food for pollinators.
Does it have to be in your front yard, or can it be anywhere on your property?
It can be anywhere in your property. You just have to be careful that it meets a few requirements, right? You want to keep it 10 feet from your foundation, and most importantly, you want to make sure that if your rain garden fills up all the way, that when it spills over, that water has a place to go that isn't your basement or your neighbor's basement. You know, be a good neighbor and protect yourself.
That always helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Well, I see you have your shovel. Do you have something that you want to show us?
Yes, I wanted to go through the 5 pieces you need. This is the minimum, the 5 tools you need to build a rain garden. So first off, you're digging a hole, so you're going to need a shovel. I'm going to set this down. You're going to take some measurements. You're going to want to have your tape measure, and you're going to be working in dirt, so you're going to want to have gloves. And then last, you're going to want to have a level. This is called a line level, and it's a really small little tool you can put on a line. You can also set it on a board. And the last tool I have in my toolkit is just a good old 8-foot 2x4. And you're like, well, what are we going to do with that, right? So if we come down here, you can set that across your rain garden and then use your level, which we just talked about. And once you get that level, you can then measure down, and you can see how deep the water is going to pond in your rain garden. So here we're at about 5.5, 6 inches, which is a good beginner depth. The depth of your rain garden depends on a couple of things: how much roof area drains to it, and then also how fast your soils drain. I'm on really sandy soil, so this drains very fast. I could have had this a foot deep, but I'm kind of constrained on space. And a good rule of thumb for how much drainage area: for every 10 feet of roof or 10 feet of driveway that you have going into a rain garden, you want to have 1 square foot of rain garden on the bottom.
Oh, that's good to know. All right, and call Digger's Hotline before you do any digging, right?
Yep, also if you're digging a hole over 8 inches, you're going to want to dig down. Now you'll see here this rain garden is just getting established. I built this last fall. For reference, it took me about 4 hours, but I was moving quick and didn't have to get rid of a lot of sod. This rain garden over here was the first one I built, and it is now 10 years old or a little bit older. And you can see it has really become established. These plants are the same plants that are in my rain garden, except that they now have become fully established. They green up faster in the spring, and in 3 years, that rain garden I planted last fall will look like this at about the same time frame.
Yeah, that is great. All right, next month we're going to decide what plants to put in the ground. Is that right?
Yep, we're going to go through that next time.
All right, we'll see you then, Phil. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Interesting.
I like how approachable that is.
Yeah.
You know, you can do it at home when you have some time.
Just get a board.